Hey friends, what's going on? It's Georgie and welcome back to another video. So for this one, I decided to do more of like a chit chat, life advice sort of video. I really enjoy watching this content from other creators, so I wanted to make a little kind of like, I guess you could call it a guide of what my fundamentals of self-care are. I mean, I'm not by all means a life coach or any kind of guru, but in the 32 years of life that I've been living, I have learned a couple of techniques, strategies, very simple habits that have definitely helped me a lot in improving my quality of living. I decided to split this video in two parts just so that it wouldn't be too long. So without further ado, let's get started. The first tip that I'm going to give you, and it might seem very obvious, and you might hear this a lot as well, but it's to drink lots and lots of water. I used to not drink a lot of water back in like my teenage years. I would end up feeling like tired all the time. So a couple of years ago, I just got really obsessed with drinking water. I picked up one of these metal water bottles that have definitely been a game changer. I love this bottle so much. This one in particular is from the brand Hydro Flask, and I carry it along with me literally everywhere I go. I also even like how with time I've decorated with a few stickers, and little by little it's just sort of like been transforming and representing my identity. So yeah, drinking water is something super important, and I recommend it. Up next is practicing breath work. So breathing has also been something that has improved my quality of living, and it might sound a little obvious as well, but it goes very hand in hand with water. So what I mean by like practicing breath work is to have moments in your day where you are not thinking about anything and just like focusing on the air you breathe. This can be through a meditation, this could be through some sort of exercise such as running. And what I like to do is like as soon as I wake up in the morning, I open my eyes, I start to like stretch my body, I drink some water, and before running to the bathroom, before starting to get ready, I start doing some breathwork exercises. And this is something that a lot of like yogis do, a lot of people that meditate, and it's simply going into this like state where you put your thoughts aside for a while and you start imagining how your lungs start to fill with oxygen. So this is something vital that all humans should be doing, all living creatures should be doing. And yeah, practicing breath work is something that I love to do. It brings you back to the present moment. It helps a ton with stress and anxiety. So yeah, practicing breath work is number 2. The next tip that I want to give you guys is to have some sort of like physical activity in your lives. And this doesn't necessarily have to be like going to a gym every day or like even practicing a sport. I know sometimes it can be difficult to find time to do these things, but you know, try to go on little walks every now and then. There's so many different types of physical activity that one can do. I personally like to do, I got into yoga around like 6 or 7 years ago, and it's been something that I really enjoy doing because it's very low impact, if any impact at all. All you do is like move your body and do these sort of like sequences. So yoga has been something that I love to do because it's just something very like, delicate for your body and very kind of like, it just feels really nice. And also just a couple months ago, I want to say like 2 or 3 months ago, I got into running. These two have just made me feel so much better. And although sometimes I am tired and I don't want to like do any exercise at all, after I get out of my head and like get out of my bed and just give it at least a couple minutes, I always guaranteed feel so much better afterwards. So yeah, try to practice some sort of exercise in your day-to-day, and I promise you'll start seeing results very soon. Alright, so up next is something that might be a little challenging for many of us. I know it was very challenging for me at first, and it's to reduce our screen time. So let's do a quick exercise. Let's go and grab our phones and go to the settings and check to see how much screen time we're on our phones a day. Alright, done. So don't beat yourself up if it's like an outrageous amount of time. What I do want to like bring up in this video is that sometimes by being on our phones so much, it can, really distract us from the other wonderful things that are going on in the world, some things that are going on in our surroundings. I mean, phones are a great tool to have and use if we utilize them in a healthy way. If we use it to like just scroll and go on social media to compare ourselves with other people and have this like fear of missing out when someone else is doing something fun and maybe your life isn't as fun at the time, that can really bring us down. So what I like to do personally, take it or leave it, is that with my phone, I try to check it whenever I need to check it. I set myself like schedules throughout the day. I check it in the mornings just to like, see what's going on. And then I'm not like, if I get a message or something and it's not super urgent, I try to treat it as if it were like an email. Most of the time, I mean, some people expect us to like answer right away, and in my personal opinion, that's not necessarily the healthiest thing. Just because we all have things going on and we can't always be there immediately for everyone. First, we have to be there for ourselves, and we have to be in a good state of mind, in a good place, and then when we're ready, we can pick up our phones, send a nice quality message, and that's it. What I like to do also is, wait for my phone battery to completely die, and then I charge it and I wait till it's completely at 100. That way I'm not like constantly charging and constantly like depending on this small little device to give me some purpose in life, because there are many other things that bring me joy in life. So something that really helps as well with this like detachment from your phone is to not carry it so much with you all the time everywhere you go. When I'm home, I like to leave it sometimes in a different room and then go off and do my things, focus on whatever I'm doing, like cooking, spending time with my dog, whatever. And then I go back and check my phone and I'm like, okay. And it feels pretty good. Tip number 5 is probably my favorite one, and it's to spend some time in nature. This is something that all of us should be doing. It's scientifically proven that spending time in nature makes us feel good. I don't know why, but I find plants to be just these very wise teachers, and I don't know, just being in my garden always makes me feel so relaxed. Reading a book, I'm drinking some tea, So if you ever have the chance to just go spend some time at a park, a beach, take a hike, whatever it is, for me it's already like a given habit that at least every single day I have to like connect to some sort of plant, a tree, whatever. If you're not a very outdoorsy person, you can bring nature inside. There's lots of plants that don't mind being indoors. Yeah, spending time in nature. Tip number 6 is kind of a cute one. Kind of a cute one that I really appreciate doing, and is to do something that your younger self would enjoy doing. And I don't know why, but just connecting with this like younger self, inner child, whatever you want to call it, sort of in a way like heals us internally, and it makes us feel very good. When we're kids, we just kind of like don't think of things so much, and we just play and have fun and laugh. Unfortunately, as adults, we stop doing this and stress about insignificant things that sometimes aren't even that important. When I was a kid, I was such a Disney boy, and I loved watching cartoons, playing with video games. So every now and then I'll just like pop on a Disney soundtrack, play a movie. Just recently also read a book that I was assigned to read in middle school, and I remember back then it was kind of hard for me to concentrate in my like literature class because we had several subjects in school. But now as an adult I reread this book that I read in middle school, and I understood it in a completely different way. And it's nice to honor this like past younger self, child, teenager, whatever it is. So yeah, connecting with your inner child is always something that makes me feel very good. And being more playful and playing dress up every now and then, and not taking life so seriously. Because life isn't so seriously, you guys, believe me. The tip that I wanted to give you guys next, life advice, whatever you want to call it, is work with what you have. So this little piece of advice has been such a game changer for me, because sometimes we can think that we need more and more and more, and whatever it is that we do. For me for example, I do a lot of work in design. So I like to, before I go out and buy materials or like think of the final result, I like to first see what I have, because not only is this more sustainable, it helps you save money, it helps you not be so cluttered. It's just a different kind of abundance. So you never know, if you follow this philosophy whenever you can, you might be surprised, and you might already have lots of the things that you need. And yeah, this is something that I try to, I guess it's like a personal mantra. I don't know what to call it, but I just like to remind myself this every single day. Work with what you have, work with what you have. And it's given me some pretty good results, and I am very content with the life that I have, and yeah. Alright you guys, that's pretty much it for the first part of this video. I hope you enjoyed my life lessons, fundamentals of self-care, whatever you want to call it. And stay tuned for part 2. I'm not exactly sure when I'll be posting it. I still have to plan it and film it and all that good stuff, but if you did enjoy this part 1, make sure to give me your feedback, leave something in the comments down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, for supporting my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.